All right, so what are we doing? We're going to talk about them today, the exchanges.
So we're going to do a whole podcast over exchanges, and the main thing that made us want to do this is the Quadriga exchange has been a whole mess.
Well, I feel like a lot of people don't really know the whole story.
And we see every month the exchange gets hacked. It's at least every 2 months.
Roughly.
And I think people need to understand in crypto exchange, like you need to understand that it's not as big and high tech as a lot of people think it is.
Yeah, because a guy could be running it by himself.
Yeah, it could be one guy
on his computer
in his mom's basement eating Cheerios, running your $150 million exchange.
Granted, at one point though, and we'll get into this more, at one point it sounded like he did have a legit operation over there.
So the story we're going to talk about is Quadriga, but we're talking about every exchange that isn't really, as legit as you may think. Now, we're not really talking about Coinbase, Kraken, Binance.
Right.
I mean, those are so big. We're talking about smaller, newer exchanges.
Yeah, and those are also following, I think, guidelines and different regulatory stuff.
Oh, yeah.
So they have to, in order to keep afloat, keep business going.
And so we're going to talk about QuadrigaCX, the crypto exchange. And this is a Canadian exchange, and it's been in the news since January, ever since the CEO, Gerald Cotten, passed away. And before we dive into it, we do got to give a disclaimer, because this is just opinions that we're giving.
Yeah, that's a good point. I'm glad you said that. I was about to get right into it.
And, because the guy passed away, we're not saying anything didn't happen. We're not saying it's a scam. We're not saying it's a fraud. We're just presenting information we saw on the internet, and we don't know any inside story other than stuff that's online.
Yeah, I mean, you have to process the information yourself, right?
Okay. So, do you want to tell what happened?
Go ahead.
All right. So, Gerald Cotten was the CEO of the crypto exchange QuadrigaCX, and they had over $136 million in customer assets go missing when he passed away, because he was the only person with the private keys.
Gone.
And
he was also where? In India?
It was in India. And we'll definitely get into that because that's crazy. So, if you're new to crypto and don't really understand it, private keys are what allows you access, like a password to your crypto account, your crypto wallet.
Think of it as your bank account.
Yeah, your bank account.
Your bank account.
But the private key is like your password to get in and make transactions.
Right.
And if you lose that and there's no backups, there's no retrieving it. There's no code to pick it up, no authority to reverse the transaction.
Yeah, so if you have no backups, gone.
Yeah.
And that's kind of scary. So you can kind of see why some people, maybe are okay with leaving their money in a bank.
Well, that's the thing about crypto, because it gives you control of your money, but that's the one downside and risk.
Yeah. So
it's harder to secure.
But I mean, you're working hard for your money. You should be.
But it's your freedom, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You put you responsible for your money.
So what else happened here?
So he passed away in January this year, 2019.
Right.
And
so that's recent, a couple months ago.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it was the start of this year.
Yeah. And so, excuse me, I think what I heard was after he passed away, or what I read was it his wife that took over?
Yeah, so
his wife took over.
I said it wrong. He passed away in November,
yeah,
and she took over in January when they announced his death.
That's right.
That's when they announced that he had passed away. So it was over a month that he had passed away.
So she took over, and then was it her who accidentally
sent the $500,000 of Bitcoin? That I don't know at this moment.
Yeah.
Okay. But
nobody knows, right?
What's so interesting about this whole company is, if you look back, it was founded in 2014.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah. It's a Canadian exchange.
It's a Canadian crypto exchange. One of the first in Canada.
Yeah.
One of the three during its
One of the biggest at that time, or at a time.
It had when it came out in January, they had 115,000 customers.
Yeah. That's a little big.
115,000.
So you can think of just think of that many people, and think of how much volume was going through there.
All right. So a lawyer who worked for Quadriga, okay, being their compliance team,
right, and she worked for them for a short period of time, 6 months, I think they said. It was about 6 months. Yeah, it was her firm that they hired, right?
And what they did, they just kept them legally compliant with all the exchange laws and KYC laws and all that.
Right.
Okay, so this was a very legitimate company, or appeared to be very legitimate, for several years. So they hired this compliance team, and the company also, because they reported some short profits a couple of years, went public. So this was a publicly owned company at one point in time. This is 2015. They go public. They raised $850,000.
So I didn't know that.
Yeah.
That kind of.
So they had shareholders.
And that's kind of the stuff that a lot of people in crypto don't know.
And this is where it gets weird.
Yeah.
Is they split up into 4 separate companies to go public.
Yep.
So
so
Quadriga was like 4 different entities in a sense.
Right. So these were the investors coming in.
Yeah. So when they did this, it brought in a lot of investors.
A lot of different investors.
Okay. And they raised $850,000. Now, in 2016, okay, so the compliance team is doing their job, keeping Quadriga, with all the ramifications of the law and everything, and making sure they have all their paperwork. Well, in 2016, the co-founder leaves. Okay, now there's something about the co-founder I think people need to know is he is suspected to be a long-time money launderer.
Wow. Now, when you said co-founder, he wasn't one of the originals, or he was somebody who came in with one of these investors.
His name is Michael Patron.
Okay.
Okay, and people they can't 100% prove that it's him.
No, one of these things. Huh?
He's highly believed to be the convicted money launderer Omar Donani.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay. And so he changed his name allegedly in Canada.
That's right.
Several years before opening the crypto exchange.
And that's that timeline.
So this is the co-founder. Okay, so in 2016, this guy just ups and quits. Just says he's done.
Yeah.
Okay. Gerald Cotten then fires that complete regulatory team.
That's right.
Just fires them.
Just
says,
right.
hey, y'all are done.
That's right. I remember the story from here now.
And what they were saying, this legal team was saying that this was the first exchange to have public audits.
Yeah.
They would get an audit and post it publicly so everybody sees.
Yeah.
They were trying to invent like an R&D lab to
they
build
stuff. Eventually did. They were eventually the very first company to do so. Mm-hmm. So,
And all of a sudden, so they're doing all this stuff right. All of a sudden, they just said, no, we're going to fire y'all. And he basically let all his license and registrations expire for his regulatory compliance. Just let them run out.
So what I didn't understand was, after all this happened, so he eventually backed out and then just left it right to the guy who passed away's wife.
Who backed out?
You were saying
the co-founder.
The co-founder.
Okay, the co-founder backed out before the guy passed away.
Yeah.
So this is 2016.
Oh, okay.
Gerald Cotten basically he owns it.
Bounce.
He just takes it all. All right. Fires the compliance team, and he's running the show.
Yeah.
And what the legal team kind of said, he was running it lawlessly. He was just, whatever he wanted to do with it, he was doing with it. Okay, so he does that, and he's running this company, and then 2018, the very end of the year, passes away. Some reports his hotel in India, some reports a hospital in India. All right, and it was a heart attack that they said was related to Crohn's disease.
That's right. The disease I did read about, and that's when everyone was like, okay, so he's down there doing some charity work. That's okay. And that's when everyone started looking. Okay, where were the funds at?
Mm-hmm. And it's what scares people the most is the lost funds. Is at one point in 2015 and 16, he had cold wallet insurance.
Right.
The first crypto exchange that had that. Ever, yeah.
Ever.
And he just lets it go, gets rid of it, lets it run its course.
Yeah, that makes you wonder.
Okay, so what took some weird twists is at the very beginning, remember they couldn't find his laptop?
Yeah.
They had his laptop. They couldn't get in it.
That's right. FBI couldn't, right?
They were trying to hack into it. And then they finally were able to break into it, and they looked in the cold storage. There's no money, no Bitcoin, no Ethereum.
They sent it to the wrong exchange. How do you send it to the wrong exchange?
It's crazy. Okay, and what they were able to transact it to or follow it to was that he was sending it to a bunch of different crypto exchanges.
So little by little, like little transactions, little $2,000-$3,000.
Maybe not little, but he was moving it to not Coinbase, Binance.
Yeah.
What's the other one? Polynex.
Yeah.
Bitfinex.
The big ones.
Kraken. I think they sent some to Kraken. But after it gets sent to the crypto exchange, he was sending it to the hot wallets. Okay, on the different exchanges, and then it was going all sorts of other different places.
Yeah. So
after that, they can't track it.
Yeah.
Just because it's just hard to trace that transaction. No one's been able to find it too. Because Kraken said they'd pay someone $100,000, they can crack it, figure it out, and no one's done it to this point in time. Okay.
That's a pretty big bounty. And, you know, people in crypto, they'll take that bounty. Developers will. Engineers will.
So my question is, why did he send it to a different exchange? What was he doing with with all the assets that he needed to put it on another exchange?
Well, obviously we'll never know, right? But I guess there could be plenty of reasons, right?
Okay.
Well, you could be. I mean, God knows. One report read that he was actually paying out people out of his own pocket at the end.
I think at the very end, some people would get payouts like that. I do know at the beginning they said if you wanted to receive a payout, someone would deliver a shoebox full of cash on your doorstep.
That's wild.
Because they didn't have
red flag.
They didn't have the compliance to be the transact fiat.
Yeah.
So they always had some sort of third party.
Wow.
And that's what the
Uber
co-founder.
Crypto. Who's starting Uber Crypto?
So what?
Somebody got to start Uber Crypto.
So the co-founder, Michael Patron, he's alleged that money launderer.
Yep.
He got convicted for doing kind of a similar thing. Had a third-party payment system that they used to launder money. So that's why they were always having this system set up.
Yeah.
And at the end, I think they could go to different stores and pull out their money, kind of like maybe at you do at Walgreens or CVS where you get a money order.
Yeah.
Something like that. But the whole thing just keeps getting weird, man. Weird, because not only was he the only person to have access to this money, all right, a month before he died, he wrote his will. And he leaves his wife several properties, a 51-foot yacht, like a brand new Lexus, and a bunch of whole other stuff.
Yeah, so she got gifted all that, and then he bounces.
And so, like I said, we're not trying to say that this guy didn't really pass away or anything like that. We're just saying stuff
pointing
that
the information. People can read it on their own.
And it's just, it's just kind of a strange time. You write your will, and a month later, that happens to you. I'm not saying that it's not a coincidence, but
the main reason we're going over this is the importance of where you're keeping your crypto.
Yeah.
You
gotta make sure you have control of it.
Yeah. I mean, don't even keep for a while there, I was keeping a couple hundred over here and, one of the exchanges. I'm like, man, any one of these exchanges could get popped. Not even just popped, but hacked.
Get hacked. It happens every month.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, all the time.
Not even in trouble for any sort of money laundering or anything like that. I'm talking, hacked. It could happen, unless it's one of these fully decentralized.
Did you see what happened to how he died, where he died, and all that stuff? Okay, so this is what's under controversy. So allegedly he died in a hospital in India, trying to help out an orphanage. Okay. The embalmer, when they were trying to send the embalmer to do his body, wouldn't accept it because they said it was coming from not the hospital, the hotel. So he denies it. Says, "No, I'm not going to embalm a body coming from a hotel."
Yeah.
And he started asking, "Well, why didn't it come? Why is it not coming from the hospital?" All right, so that's a big red flag. Is okay. Well, how did the body get back to the hotel? Why did it leave the hospital? And why is it being taken care of by the hotel staff? So that's where a lot of people are speculating that, this may be he could have possibly faked his death or something.
Well, if he faked his death, his wife's still over here chilling, right?
I don't know what she's doing.
Someone will have to keep eyes on her, because if she tries to make a great escape, we know he's alive.
She acquired a death certificate in India.
Okay.
And I was seeing a lot of people saying that it's real easy to acquire a death certificate in India. They're not always legitimate.
Yeah, I bet. Yeah, you could probably walk into.
And apparently, the only one that's seen the body is the family. And like I said, it's sad the guy passed away and all that. And I feel bad for his family, but no one besides close family has seen his body. And the presented death certificate back in Canada, she didn't have to show a body. She just presented the certificate she brought from India.
So all she had was a piece of paper.
Yeah.
That said what happened. And she probably picked up her funds. Who knows?
And so, allegedly, she flew back with the body. And like I said, I'm not trying to say that's fake, but it's just weird. Why did they try to bring him from a hotel and not a hospital?
Doesn't make sense. Now I wonder
if that's true.
Right, exactly. Now I was just going to say, now if that's 100% accurate, that doesn't make sense, because that wouldn't happen.
Okay, so the orphanage he was starting, he really wasn't starting it. It was run by another guy from India who had taken on some loans to start this orphanage, and he was struggling to keep it afloat. And he was looking for investors, and this is where Cotton came in and said that he'll help fund it. Mm-hmm. So he just bought some material, like some doors and tables, but he didn't buy enough. They said they're still missing doors and stuff like that. But the guy in charge is losing money on it. I mean, it's an orphanage. He's not trying to make money, but he's struggling to keep it open.
Yeah.
So it's not like the guy was down there starting an orphanage. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like they made it seem. So that's just another piece of the puzzle here. All right,
And if he was really starting an orphanage, but also, do you think if he had that crypto, he wouldn't just like toss them to the orphanage?
Well, this is what's so weird about it is when they were reporting their earnings, they always said that they were struggling to make profits.
Yeah, I read that.
Okay, but so at one point, Bitcoin was at $20,000.
Yeah.
And they had 115,000 customers, and they're making a profit off every single trade on their platform. Yeah. How are they not making money?
I was just going to say, they were making profit off those transactions. At that time, transactions were getting... I remember hearing something like $20, $30.
Yeah, stupid amounts.
If you weren't making money on that...
They were one of the only exchanges in Canada at one point in time, and the guy could run it from his computer.
2017 was like literally the launch for most of crypto, I think, obviously, because we went up to like 600 billion market cap. But I feel like the people that are in it right now, they better keep their eye on some of these exchanges, Some of these new ones that are coming out, man, I don't know.
Well, people jump in, and this happened to a guy. I think he lost like 75 Bitcoin. Mm-hmm. It was like $75,000 he lost.
In Bitcoin?
And he traded his money on Quadriga just like weeks or days before all this shit came out. And it was like $75,000.
Just got into crypto.
I don't know if he was brand new. I think he just jumped on it because it had the lowest. I think he was trying to cash out, and it had the lowest fees.
Oh.
And like as soon as he did it, he couldn't get it. They just wouldn't let him get money out. So they let him deposit, but he couldn't get his money out. And then like a week or a couple days later, he finds out that the CEO's dead, and all the money they had in their cold storage, it's just gone.
So what do they do now with the people that had their money in there? What are they going to do? How do they get their money if they can? Because
that's the mess.
From what I've been reading, they're not getting their money.
So Quadriga filed for creditor protection, and what that means is, as a business, you probably owe loans to somebody, some financial institution. Is if you go bankrupt, they can come in and basically just sell off anything you have, and they take the money from it. And then usually, I guess the investors are the next in line to receive money.
Okay.
Because creditors always get paid first. That's just the way our country works. It's the way our business system works.
Even in Canada?
Yeah. So creditors first, and then I guess customers. I don't know. Maybe shareholders.
Yeah.
But what's left of it? I mean, how much stuff do they have to liquidate?
Left? Yeah, exactly.
They're gonna sell some chairs in the office.
I know they don't have 500,000, or maybe they do have 500,000.
And that's another thing. So as soon as they got this creditor protection,
sorry,
that's where they inadvertently
drink water right there.
As soon as they got that creditor protection, that's where they inadvertently sent that $500,000 to the same cold storage account that they couldn't gain access to.
I'm telling you, bro. I'm telling you.
Can't make this stuff up.
I was just going to say this is not. Yeah. So what we'll do is we'll tweet these links out too, so people can.
We'll put them in the description as well.
Yeah.
We got like 5 links. You can go through all this because someone made a timeline.
Well, yeah.
What was her name?
Amy. I think it was Amy Cross.
Yeah, we'll give shout outs to
Castor.
Amy Castor.
Amy Castor.
And then the lawyer that wrote the article was Christine Duhane. And just 2 great articles. We'll post the links to them so you can see them because that timeline is something. I mean, I just find this stuff interesting.
Dude, in the fact that, when you brought this to me and I was reading it, I was like, I guarantee you 90% of the crypto community doesn't know all of this. I bet they know he died in an orphanage. I bet they know he, died in India. They lost 500K, but think they would know this stuff. So
because you gotta think of the old mindset of the internet. A badass website has to be like a good company.
Mm-hmm.
Nowadays,
yeah,
some guy in his closet can make a professional looking website
or a crypto exchange
or a crypto exchange. Either, I mean, it's just
so. Side pot, what are your favorite exchanges right now?
safety wise or just easiest to trade.
Let's go with easiest to trade.
Probably Binance.
Yeah.
They just got so much, everything I want, and just I feel more secure with Binance. Not saying they can't be hacked, you can't lose your funds, and it's just one of the biggest exchanges. And I mean,
yeah, I agree.
And Binance coin is valuable.
Yeah. Oh, man.
And just being able to sweep your old stuff, you'll never be able to spend into that.
Oh, isn't that clutch?
And some other exchanges offer that, but their coin's not valuable like Binance.
That's the thing. Ease of access. I guess some people look for because it's so hard. I always think of, getting to an exchange. If I had to explain to my mother how to get into a crypto exchange, if I have to go longer than 10 minutes, it's too hard to get in. I understand that needs to be hard to get in, but I know it's going to take time. But I look for ease of access sometimes, which would, to me, Coinbase.
Yeah, I mean, you can't go wrong with Coinbase.
I can jump right into Coinbase. And I like Coinbase Pro because I do, a couple swing trades here and there. So Binance. And then I also like, what is it? KuCoin?
KuCoin? I've used KuCoin before.
Yeah, I like them. They're not bad. But, I don't use them a lot. I try to stay on the main ones, I used to dabble in all the little altcoins. I'm good where I'm at. I think I'm sticking to Bitcoin and Ethereum.
That's two good ones to invest in, man.
Yeah.
Well, with Coinbase, you saw the CEO. What he thinks is that Quadriga, they had this bug in their network, and it made them lose like $14 million.
Yeah.
Got sucked out. So what he thinks happened, the reason all this funds got sent to different exchanges, is they were trying to make up for lost money by just making a bunch of trades.
Yeah.
And guess what happened?
He was trying to hit it big.
Trying to gain his money back.
And then the bear market came.
Because that bug hit, and they were going to explain why there's $14 million missing.
And then the bear market came.
And the bear market came, yeah.
Boom. I mean, not boom.
And they think that's where he lost it all. Crazy, man.
Yep.
God, it's crazy.
First exchange hacked Mt. Gox.
Yeah.
First one.
That's why they forked Ethereum.
Yeah, we talked about that last week. Mt. Gox. No, Mt. Gox. Mt. Gox. Yeah. That was Jed McCaleb.
Was it Mt. Gox? No, they didn't get hacked.
That was the one that lost $250 million. The dude, yeah, Mt. Gox. It lost $250 million.
I thought that was a DAO.
No. Oh, I don't know how much that one was.
Wasn't that the Ethereum hack?
No, I know that there was a DAO one. I'm not sure how much that was, but the Mt. Gox hat. Look at it right here.
Oh, okay.
That's the one that Jed McCaleb.
The Mt. Gox was Bitcoin. They jacked Bitcoin.
They got hacked. Yeah, they got hacked Bitcoin.
Okay,
it was
the
like
DAO, they hacked Ethereum.
Okay.
And that's why Ethereum forked, so the hackers couldn't use that money.
Right. And then what they get? Ethereum Classic. Yeah.
They made. I don't know.
Yeah. Oh well.
I'd have to look into that.
Yeah. So I like those exchanges. Safety, security. I like the big ones. The Kraken. What's the Winklevoss ones? Gemini.
I've never used that one.
Yeah, Gemini's a good one.
I've used Kraken because they'll let you short. You can open some short positions on there. I guess the main thing with exchanges, if you do a lot of trading, that's where a lot of them guys get on. Some of those smaller, just because of the fees and stuff.
I was just getting ready to say those traders and hey, some of those traders. Hey, I guarantee you, those traders know. If there's any traders listening, or if you listen, if you know of any good exchanges, low key exchanges, not a lot of people know of. I know there's some good ones out there. I know there's one, Trade Ogre. Have you heard of that one?
I think I've got an account on there.
Yeah, I bought some Stellite back in the day on there.
I think I got too many crypto accounts, different places. I gotta.
What y'all know about Stellite?
Consolidate them all.
What y'all know about Stellite? What is Stellite up to these days? I haven't checked into
still doing stuff. Check their GitHub.
I don't know. We got a couple million.
This is my question for a trader.
Okay.
How do they compete with just big companies' networking software?
Yeah.
Because you're making trades based off time.
Like bots and shit?
Yeah, but just getting data, just getting information.
Yeah.
Right.
I honestly think those traders, I honestly think they rely on their skill to find a trend.
But here's my thing. If you're looking at a trend, it's based on some sort of data that you're getting in.
Yeah.
You're probably not getting that data at the same time.
Oh, yeah. You talking about like getting data at real time and shit?
Yeah.
Yeah, I hear you.
The quickest.
I hear you, yeah.
And then having because it's all computerized.
Right.
So your algorithm getting it first and making a trade, and that's going to somehow affect the rest of the market.
You want me to, funny story, quick. Had a friend who wanted to start trading Bitcoin, and so he got an app, right? And it was supposedly one that you could actually trade Bitcoin for real on. And it was an app where you could click, you're ready, you could go in on a trade, boom, and you could watch it in real time go up and down. And if you wanted to back out, you could hit it again, close it back out. About 3-4 days go by, gets Corey involved. Both of them are like, Z, we're about to start trading. We're killing it. We didn't have
What?
They didn't make no money. It didn't work. I was like, man, I'm telling you guys that I knew they had me fooled. I downloaded the app thinking I was about to make money. But it didn't work because as soon as you wanted to do real time, you couldn't. What do you think the closest you could get? I think it was 10 minutes, 10, maybe 5 minutes.
Yeah, like I say, you're not going to outbeat their computers.
Mm-hmm. I mean, I thought, I was like, we're about to make a killing. What they were showing me I was like, okay, guys.
You're drinking the Kool-Aid, huh?
I drank it for a little bit. I was thirsty. Come on now. You know, I know a pump and dump when I see one. I'm just kidding.
Was it a pump and dump? I don't see how you can make those things work as a retail person. You know what I'm saying? If I'm one to day trade, you just got to do it on your own and find your own system.
I'm not about come on, man. Let's have some dignity. Why even do shit like that? You know what I'm saying? Like, come on, man.
But those services where they'll trade for you, I don't see that. I think you got to do it yourself.
Yeah.
Make your own program.
Agreed. I think you have to really do everything yourself.
However, yeah. I don't think you're going to see any return off using someone else's network.
Yeah. Any traders want to come on? Talk.
Tell us how.
Talk to charge.
I'm down. Yeah, I'm down. Tell us how.
Or at least we can get you on one of the shows. Put a chart behind them and let them be a meteorologist.
Well, our main thing on this show is just be careful with what exchanges you trust.
Right.
The big ones out there, Binance, Coinbase, Kraken,
Binance, Kraken.
all those. I mean, those are pretty legit.
Yeah.
But do it at your own risk. You know?
Right. And if when you get an exchange or whatever one you decide on, make sure that you do every single security that you can on there. You know, the two identification, password,
2-factor,
CAPTCHA. Do it all. It's worth it. I mean, you don't want to be SOL. You
don't lose all your money.
Yeah.
Get hacked.
Yeah.
And never give someone your private keys.
Oh my goodness. And real quick. And never buy a used wallet. Please. If I see somebody buy a wallet from eBay or Amazon, Craigslist, come on. Who knows what's on there? If
you can't put your stuff in cold storage, if you don't know what cold storage is, Google hard wallet. Crypto hard wallet.
Yeah.
All right, thanks for watching. Hey, check out our blog, crusader.com/BlockNation.
I love all y'all.
Make sure you subscribe to our channel. Check us out. We got tons of stuff on our channel, shows, podcasts, articles.